Hello, everyone. I'm Maureen O'Boyle. Welcome to A Current Affair for this Tuesday, April 14th. Sandy Cole was driving through the mountains of Colorado with her son when she says she heard him plotting a vicious murder. A short time later, the would-be victim was dead. Instead of coming to her child's defense, Sandy has made the agonizing decision to testify against him. And her testimony could put her own flesh and blood on death row. Mike Watkins has the tragic story of the mother who has discovered home is where the hurt is.
There are certain things you can count on in this world, like a sunset, a spring thaw in the mountains of Colorado, and a mother's unconditional love for her son.
As a parent, it matters what they do, but it doesn't change the love you have for them. Okay? There's always going to be a bond there, but it's not going to change what happened. But it's also not going to make you stop loving them. I'll never stop loving them.
But the son Sandy Cole raised and nurtured for 21 years now stands charged with murder, an act so vicious that even this Colorado mother cannot turn the other cheek.
I hope no mother has to go through what I have to go through. Because a mother's love can withstand a whole lot. But I'm not sure most mothers could handle it.
His name is Joseph Aguayo. As his mother, Sandy gave him life. But as a witness at his murder trial, Sandy will offer the testimony that could sentence him to death.
It's going to kill me. But I can't lie. And because I can't lie, I could probably be the one that killed my own son.
It's got to be one of the hardest things in the world to do, is to put your own blood like that, out like that. To know that you have to stop this person, even though he is your own flesh and blood. It's got to be.
Although Angie Eaton can understand Sandy's anguish as a parent, her sympathy lies with Rex Miller, the victim. Rex was Angie's boyfriend.
Everybody loved him. There wasn't anybody, I think, that knew him that did not love him in some way. It was just a part of everything.
It was just him. Nothing was more important than his friends and his parents.
Rex lived his entire life around Central City, Colorado, and he was well known. Locals tell stories about the son who'd faithfully stop and have coffee every morning with his parents, about the volunteer firefighter you always wanted to back you in a dangerous blaze, about the Good Samaritan who stopped to help a car full of people when they ran out of gas on a desolate mountain road last summer.
He died doing what he loved doing most, and that was giving of himself.
Rex Miller thought he was helping a stranded motorist when he pulled over to help Joseph Aguayo. Aguayo and another man, Marvin Dennis Jr., ran out of gas and set out to find help. 3 other people, including Aguayo's mother, waited in the car. The 2 men flagged down Rex Miller, who was returning home from dinner with his girlfriend Angie. Rex offered to take her home and return to help. It would be his final selfless act.
That was the last thing that he did for me. It saved my life.
According to the indictment, while Rex was gone, Aguayo and Dennis planned to rob Rex Miller when he returned. A plot Aguayo told his mother about while she waited in the car.
I thought he was joking around. I thought, he's always talking big. I didn't even realize that something like that was going to happen.
I looked in the sky and said, please, God, don't let this happen.
This man, who asked to be identified only as Gerald, is reported to be the only eyewitness. He claims he saw Marvin Dennis Jr. shoot Rex Miller, an account supported by court documents.
And he's the one that pulled the trigger.
And my son started crying. He said, Mom, What do we do? I said, nothing, because Marvin could kill us just as easy as we just did that man.
Rex Miller, the Good Samaritan, was left for dead, his face beaten beyond recognition, an attempt to hide the victim's identity. Both Marvin Dennis Jr. and Joseph Aguayo have been charged with murder for this savage attack. Both men refused to talk to A Current Affair, but when the trial starts, Sandy Cole will be the prosecution's star witness, apparently to show premeditation and her son's alleged involvement. And when she saw the crime scene photos, even she couldn't believe how brutal the slaying actually was.
I had to see where the gunshot wounds were. I had to see what was done to this man. And it was enough to make me want to vomit. But I needed to know in my own heart what had really happened. Because until that point, I didn't even want to believe that something like that had even happened. All right? I didn't want to believe my son was involved.
And even the victim's friends find Sandy Cole in a horrible position.
To think of myself doing that with one of my kids, that would be incredible.
But what's right is right.
That's right. But Rex never even had the chance to say goodbye to his mother. He just didn't show up at 7 a.m. the next morning for coffee.
Rex Miller's mother lost her son, and now Sandy Cole struggles with her terrible responsibility, not just losing her son, but possibly helping to convict him for murder.
If I had a power to do anything, I would change it. I would change the entire day that day. But I don't have the kind of power people think I have. The only power I have is convicting my own son. And I would prefer not to have it.
Joseph Aguayo is currently in jail in Denver. His trial is expected to begin in a few months.